the Team Kusuk's video reporting about Attribute Standard 1100, Independence and Objectivity. Now we are going to talk about the overview of internal auditing, internal audit activities, the standard, independence and objectivity. So what is internal auditing? Internal auditing is an independent, objective assurance and consulting activity designed to add value and improve the organization's operations. It helps an organization to accomplish its objective by bringing a systematic, disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of risk management, control, and governance processes. Internal audit activities are performed in diverse legal and cultural environment within the organization that vary in purpose, size, and structure, and by persons within and outside the organization. These differences may affect the practice of internal auditing. However, compliance with the standards of professional practice in internal auditing is essential if the responsibilities of internal auditor are to be met. The purpose of the standards is to delineate the basic principles that represents the practice of internal auditing as it should be, provide a framework in performing and promoting a broad range of value-added internal audit activities, establish the basis for the measurement of internal audit performance, and foster improved organizational processes and operations. The standard consists of attribute standards, performance standards, and implementation standards. So in this video, we're just going to talk about the attribute standards, which is the independence and objectivity. So what is attribute standards? So the attribute standards address the organization's characteristics and the individuals performing the internal audit. Organizational independence and individual objectivity. The internal audit activities must maintain organizational independence, and individual internal auditors need to maintain their own individual objectivity. Let's define what this independence and objectivity means. Independence means the freedom from the conditions that threaten the ability of internal audit activity to carry out the internal audit responsibilities in an unbiased manner. To achieve the degree of independence necessary to effectively carry out the responsibilities of internal audit activity, the Chief Audit Executive has direct and unrestricted access to senior management and the board. This can be achieved through a dual reporting relationship. Threats to independence must be managed at the individual auditor, engagement, functional, and organizational levels. Independence is achieved largely through organizational status of internal audit activities. The independence of internal audit activities is enhanced if it reports directly to the board of directors. Objectivity requires that internal auditors do not subordinate their judgment on audit matters to others.
To establish, maintain, and assure that company's internal audit activity has sufficient authority to fulfill its duties, the board will approve the internal audit activities charter, approve the risk-based internal audit plan, approve the internal audit activities budget and resource plan, receive communications from the Chief Audit Executive on the internal audit activities performance relative to its plan and other matters, approve decisions regarding the appointment and removal of the Chief Audit Executive, approve the remuneration of the Chief Audit Executive, and make appropriate inquiries of management and the Chief Audit Executive to determine whether there is inappropriate scope or resource limitations. The Chief Audit Executive will ensure that the internal audit activity remains free from all conditions that threaten ability of internal auditors to carry out their responsibilities in an unbiased manner, including matters of audit selection, scope procedures, frequency, timing, and report content. If the Chief Audit Executive determines that the independence or objectivity may be impaired in fact or appearance, the details of impairment will be disclosed to appropriate parties.
That concludes the first part of the Attribute Standard 1100, Independence and Objectivity.